What's up YouTube, this is Mathos97 and welcome back to my career for WWE 2K17. And as you can see, this is the 7th edition of the series. Taking a look at the matchups flashing by on your screen. None of that really matters to Jett Storm at the moment, except for maybe that Sami Zayn-Zack Ryder matchup because, well, Jett Storm wants to move up in the championship rankings and both of those men are kind of standing in his way. Anyways, tonight, Jett Storm gets his rematch with Samoa Joe. After last week, well, on main event last week, Jett Storm was at less than 100%, shall we say. So of course Samoa Joe was going to get the win on that occasion. But now, Jett Storm, he gets another shot at the NXT champion, and I'm sure that this time, now that Storm has had 6 days to recover, after being assaulted by not only Samoa Joe, but by Scott Dawson as well, I think that Jett Storm is more than ready, more than capable of taking on the NXT champion here tonight. As you hear it, the music hits. Here he comes, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe, he's looking pretty confident tonight after his victory over Storm last week, but I can assure you that Jett Storm will not go down so easily like he did on main event. Tonight it's a fair fight. Samoa Joe versus Jett Storm, both men at 100%. And this time, Jett Storm, he's gonna get a little bit of payback, a little bit of retribution against the NXT champion. And you'd have to think, after so many matches with Samoa Joe, Storm has beaten him before. You'd think that a victory here tonight should at least move Jett Storm up to, if not the #1 contender spot, maybe the #2. As you see, the bell rings and Jett Storm immediately goes right after the NXT champion. Jett Storm holding nothing back. He's looking to unleash hell on Samoa Joe tonight. But Samoa Joe, running senton, going back to those ribs that he was working on back on main event. And Samoa Joe now going to work on the arm, kick to the face now of Storm. And Samoa Joe, no wait, look at this! Hurricanrana reversal from Jett Storm, taking down Samoa Joe. Oh, and now he drives the knee right into the shoulder of Samoa Joe. As now Jett Storm drives the elbow right in between the shoulder blades of the NXT champion. The Outcast, Jett Storm, springs to the top rope, looking to take a risk. Oh, but Samoa Joe, very smart, able to just, well, he almost avoided the crossbody. And I think Storm might have taken more damage than Joe did. Well, we can be assured that Jett Storm did not connect with that move like he would have wanted to. Samoa Joe was just able to step underneath of it, and while he did get grazed, he didn't take all of it. And here we go again. This time, Jett Storm nails the crossbody, hooks the leg. 1, 2, but a kick out by Samoa Joe. That's the point where if this were a universe mode video, that would have just been a single crossbody. If I was going for the whole slick presentation, no botches. See, that's just giving you a little bit of insight as to how my universe mode video, how those videos work. Because obviously there are different goals for presentation between this series and universe mode. This one I'm okay with having botches because like we had the whole Amazing X standing on air for a couple seconds in episode 5. And then that happened, that whole Samoa Joe just ducking the crossbody. He didn't want to get hit. He didn't want to get hit with that crossbody. But, you know, just a little bit of persistence on the part of Jett Storm. Eventually, he got the job done. And now look at this, Storm humiliating Samoa Joe, driving that knee right into the back of the head, the back of the neck. As Storm now up to the second rope. Samoa Joe trying to gather his bearings. Here's Storm, moonsault, DDT! What a brilliant display of athleticism on the part of Jett Storm. Then follows it up, driving the knee again into the sternum. 2, but a kick out again at 2 from Joe. And Samoa Joe trying to get back to his feet. And speaking of universe mode, if you're wondering why this video is coming out and it's before episode 6, well, I was going to do episode 6. I was actually in the process of doing that commentary when all of a sudden these people just like right outside the dorm just started, they came over with like leaf blowers and were making a bunch of noise. So I figured, okay, I want to get a video up. I want to do a commentary because I have the time. So I decided, you know what, let's do a career mode video. And of course now it seems as though the leaf blowers have gone far enough away that, see, like, I wasn't sure if it was going to be, like, how long they were going to be doing their thing. So I figured, like, it might still pick up as background noise, but it seems as though they have gone far enough away that it no longer matters. But we are already here. I'm already 6 minutes into this commentary. I'm not about to stop now. Hopefully, if I still have time after this, then I can finish the universe mode commentary that I was already starting, and maybe that video will be up before this one. As Jett Storm into the cover on Joe, 1. No, kick out by Joe at 1. So we are now 7 episodes into this series, and at this point I'm starting to consider, I'm trying to think of like how long I want this series to go for, because obviously 2K15, that went on a little too long. 50, what was it, like 53 episodes, I believe. That was quite a lot. But then 2K16, my career was essentially, whoa, look at Storm. Middle rope Phoenix splash. I don't know when Storm picked up that move, but obviously in his time away from WWE, Storm had been training himself. Also, real quick, while I'm talking about Storm, he's only 6 feet tall, and he is 6 foot tall, or 6 feet tall. 6 feet, that's what I'm trying to say. If he was anything over, it'd be 6 foot something, but he's 6'0". Yet, as you'll see, Storm, he'll have a match with Baron Corbin at some point. And I don't exactly know what Baron Corbin is billed at, but I'm pretty sure Corbin is closer to 7 feet tall than he is 6 feet. Could be wrong though. Hold the phone. Samoa Joe diving through the ropes to take out Jett Storm. Joe putting his body on the line. But not Samoa Joe, Jett Storm is almost the size of Baron Corbin. And that makes me question, since when did being 6 feet tall suddenly become being 6'6", 6'7"? Because, like, Jett Storm in 2K15, I think I had him at like 6'2", 6'3", but he was still like dwarfed by at least half the roster. But now he's 6 feet tall, which is shorter than before. And Jett Storm is now essentially as tall as just about everybody else on the roster. So I'm not quite sure what happened there. I would go back and change his size, but I can't. I can't even like change, like the settings that I began with, so like his size, his name, all that sort of thing. I can't go back and change that now because career mode won't let me. Otherwise, maybe I'd drop him to like 5'10", 5'9". But I cannot do that, so for the cruiserweight that he is, he looks pretty tall. He looks like he could be your average heavyweight, although, you know, his body composition isn't exactly as muscular as a Baron Corbin, but the size would just make... Anyways, I'm kind of losing my place here, but Jetstorm, he just looks taller than he should be, unless the roster has just decreased in size. I'm not exactly sure. Let me know down in the comments, what is Baron Corbin billed at? So maybe I don't have the most accurate comparison there. Maybe if I had a match against Big Show, I'd be able to really tell the size differential. But going back to the length of this series, I'm not entirely sure where we're gonna go with this just yet. Obviously, I want to get out of NXT this time around. 2K16, I did not. Apparently, I know in 2K16, like, more of the cutscenes would happen once you made it to the main roster. That's when all the custom storylines would happen. I do apologize for showing that menu clip there, but Must have just missed that in editing, and I'm not about to take it out now. Once it makes it to the commentary phase, it's not going anywhere. As Storm nails the lumbar check. Now could be sizing the NXT champion, looking to go for the kill, but Joe caught the kick, but Storm catches him in the side of the head with another kick. Wow, okay, so I guess we're pausing this commentary real quick. Sorry about that, we are back now. That was just one of those messages that'll occasionally happen in this dorm. Well, I mean, they all have them, but like, I've never had that happen to me before when I'm recording commentary, so that was interesting. Of course, if this were a universe mode video, I would be screwed because I'd basically have to start from scratch because that series has to be perfect. I can't mess anything up with that series. Anyways, cover now by Storm. Off the Storm out. That was like the worst timing for that little message. But anyways, focusing back on what I was saying before the brief interruption. At least the leaf blowers have not come back, so thank goodness for that. Jett Storm dumping Samoa Joe to the outside. And now Storm off the ropes, through the middle rope. Wrecking ball drop kick. And Jett Storm is fired up. So yes, back to what I was saying earlier, episode length. Don't know exactly how long we're gonna go for. I'm hoping to get out of NXT as soon as possible, but at the same time, I'm the kind of guy who, if I have some sort of feud going or I can make some sort of a feud out of something, I don't like to just make the jump to a new roster. I'm assuming that you have to win the NXT Championship before you can even be called up to the main roster, but I'm not entirely sure this year. See, like, ever since 2K16, the My Career mode has, in a way, become less structured, but at the same time it's also kind of become, I don't know, it's like it's better and worse, because in 2K15, while rivalries were like incredibly rare, you'd get 3 in an entire year, at least you knew that you were going to get 3 rivalries in that year. Whereas with 2K16 and consequently this year, 2K17, rivalries, they just happen kind of at random. I've recorded a few episodes ahead to this point that I just haven't been able to dub yet, but I'm not entirely sure what career mode is trying to do. Like, I feel like this mode is still trying to find itself. It's been 3 years and 2K has experimented with several different concepts, but I don't feel like my career mode is like near, like even close to being finished. And I don't say like, well, it's inherently a bad mode. It's, you know, it's more just experimental stuff. Because like last year we brought in the dialogue, and then this year we scrapped dialogue, and we're back to, now we have written promos again, scripted ones, so I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if career mode has really found itself, if it knows what it wants to be just yet. And I mean, that was to be expected, bringing in a new game mode. It's going to take a little while to work out all the kinks, try to, well, I mean, first of all, you have to find what exactly it is you're trying to do with the game mode before you can really start to flesh things out. And I feel like career mode is kind of it's kind of a mixed bag at the moment. So do I plan on going 50 some odd episodes this year? I hope not, but at the same time, I think I'm gonna give it a go, try to have more than what I did last year. Last year, I mean, I'd be lying if I said that career mode has really impressed me this year, because it has not. It's barely a step up from 2K16 in my opinion. Like, bringing in the promos and stuff is cool, but at the end of the day, there's not much substance, at least in the NXT portion. Last year I never made it beyond NXT because I got bored before then, and I wanted out. I didn't want any more part of career mode. So, see, this is one of the reasons why career mode is really, there's red flags. There are red flags starting to show. One match with Samoa Joe, like I think we're just put in the rivalry last episode, or it was incredibly recently, and we get one match with him as part of that rivalry. and that's it. It's over. And I don't even move up the rankings. I'm still number 4. Even though I just beat the NXT champion, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna keep going with this mode. I'm gonna make something out of it. 2K16 I did it. 2K15 I did it. This year I'm gonna do it again. But you know what? If we're not in a rivalry with Samoa Joe anymore, I think Scott Dawson needs to be taught a lesson. And I made sure this time not to do a mid-match run-in because those, I hate that mechanic. I just hate mid-match run-ins because you can't do anything. Like, you can't take free control without getting yourself ejected. You go in and you attack somebody, ejected, the match doesn't end in disqualification, you're just thrown out. Hit somebody with a weapon, you're just thrown out, no disqualification or anything like that. So ultimately you can't make a huge impact on the match unless you attack beforehand, attack post-match, which I do like the addition of that, and I also like the addition of the post-match interview because it's something different, something new. And speaking of something new, I wanted to give a brief glimpse of the t-shirt sales. So far, we're kind of doing okay. We're like up and down. I didn't realize that the shirt that I have at the moment would actually be considered a part of like t-shirt sales, but I guess it's just anything that you have works as, any sort of shirt works as a t-shirt. But there's one half, the NXT Tag Team Champion, Scott Dawson. And Scott Dawson, he's in for a rude awakening when Jett Storm gets his hands on him. And look at this. Jett Storm coming out with a kendo stick, looking to return the favor after Scott Dawson not only attacked him once, but attacked him twice over the past several weeks. And right now, Jett Storm, he's incognito. Scott Dawson hasn't seen him yet. As Dawson enters the ring, he's got his back turned, and now is the time to strike. Jett Storm kendo stick to the back, and then a shot right in the face of Scott Dawson. And look at Storm just unloading with that kendo stick. Oh, but this is a really cool addition to this year's game. Oh, the NXT Tag Team Championship belt. Right to the face of Scott Dawson, and look at this. Jett Storm just stepping on that NXT Championship. Just degrading Scott Dawson's prize. And we'll look at that. Now wait, oh! Dawson ducked the shot, delivered a punch to the face of Storm. Could be setting him up for a brain buster. But Storm able to stick on his feet. Oh no, look out Dawson. Oh, taken down. With that, like a back suplex Uranagi slam. Nice move from Storm. And another shot with a kendo stick. Dawson crumbles. Just like how the cookie crumbles. That was a bad, I didn't even know where I was going with that. Anyways, Jett Storm victorious tonight. And look, he even gave the kendo stick to Scott Dawson at the end of the day. How nice of him. Let's talk about Scott Dawson. Tonight you attacked him during his match. What was the meaning of this? Why not just ask, why did you attack Scott Dawson? That would be simple. But no, we have to make it complicated. Is it just me, or has the average WWE superstar gotten really soft lately? There's been The Undertaker, Mark Henry, Brock Lesnar. I think the WWE is in need of a new beast to wreck everyone in the locker room. That's me. I don't care who you are, you better watch your back, 'cause I'm coming for you. Are we talking like soft or SAWFT soft? Because there was that little run-in with Colin Cassidy a couple weeks ago that I cut away. But anyways, enough said. That's gonna do it for this episode of My Career. Thank you all for watching. Samoa Joe gets a win over Baron Corbin. Do we move up in the ranking at all? Can we at least make it to number 3? No, we don't. Spoiler alert. So that's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you for watching. It's been a bit of a random one. But until next time, keep on YouTubing.